Hello, welcome to Wednesday's legs. We're going to start with no chatting, straight into the routine, the little warm-up routine that we do for 2 or 3 minutes. So we're going to start with a heel dig and an opposite bicep curl. And then we're going to do heel dig and opposite bicep curl. Out to the side, both arms out, one leg, both arms, one leg back, both arms forward, and then high knee like that. Okay, so we're going to do heel, side, back, knee. Heel, side, back, knee. I like this warm-up because, as I've said many times, it does everything. I think it does anyway. It warms up your joints, mobilizes your joints, warms your muscles, gets your brain going because you have to think about the sequence. It gets your balance going because when you're doing this, you're balancing. You're doing this, you're balancing as well, actually. You are on one leg quite a lot of the time, even though it's only momentarily. And it's just good for you. So, I have to think where I'm at. Right. Heel dig, side, back, knee. Now, these exercises that we're going to be doing, the leg exercises, if anybody's new and enthusiastic after the summer holidays, you do them at your own capability. Okay? So, if you can't do, we do 12 repetitions of each exercise. If you can't do 12, do as many as you can, and 12 is something to aim for. If we're using weights and you haven't got any weights, just do them without weights. But it would be a good idea to get weights. If you can't use weights for for the whole 12 repetitions, do what you can. What I really don't want is people to think, oh, I can't do this perfectly, so I'm not going to do it. You need to, consistency, perseverance and consistency is what you need with exercise. Right, we do one more of this, and then we're going to do 3 more a bit faster. I know that got quite fast towards the end, so heel dig, side, back, knee. Heel dig, side, back, knee. Heel dig, side, back, knee. Was that 3? I think it was. Anyway, doesn't matter if it wasn't. Right, so we're going to do some exercises without weights, and then we're going to do some exercises with weights, because really we need to get the legs as strong as possible and as powerful as possible. If you can, if you haven't got bad knees, jumping, don't do it if you've got bad knees. It's really good exercise, good for your bones, good for your knees. Anyway, I digress. We're going to start with just doing a tiny little squat. We're not even going to use the chair. We're not going to get as far down as that. There seems to be a delay on this. I don't know if it's my eyes or because it's quite dark today. Right, so we're just going to go tiny little squats. Feet hip width apart, maybe even a bit wider. Weight on your heels, and we're just going to go 1, 2, just tiny squats. 3, just to lubricate your hips. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just tiny. We're going to do the same with lunges. So stand with your feet hip width apart and step forward so that you still have quite a good base. I'm just going to put this forward a tiny bit, down a tiny bit, so that you can see. No, I don't want to chop the top of my head off. So that you can see. I must get a proper camera. My feet, that's better. So we're going to start feet hip width apart. I'm going to step forward And I'm just going to do the most tiniest, almost tiny little dip. Not the most tiniest, the tiniest. 2, 3, 4. This is a balance exercise as well. So concentrate on keeping your core upright as well. Your torso upright. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I'm going to do 12 facing the camera so that you can see. Step forward and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. Now we're going to do some, just so that we've got the whole leg working, I'm going to do some stuff on our toes because that gets the ankles and the calf muscles going. So imagine there's a square in front of you and you're going to go into the top right, top left, back right, back left. That's all we're going to do. We're going to do 12 of those. So open your toes. 1, 1, 2. Doesn't need to be a big square. 3. Can be as big or as little as you like. 4. And if you have difficulty walking backwards, 5. Then just be very careful. 6, 7, 8. Don't need to do it the same speed as me. You can do it. And then slowly backwards. 9, 10, 11, 12. It's a good idea to practice just around the house, just walking. I mean, every time you get out of a chair, you're practicing your sit to stand because obviously you don't use your hands, do you? So when you're walking to the kitchen, it's a good idea just to sort of walk on your toes. Just keeps your practicing your balance and it's strengthening those muscles. Right, we are going to do some sit to stands now. So we're going to do just sitting in the chair, sit near the front, hands here so you're not tempted to use them. If you're new and you absolutely have to use your hands, do. Don't just struggle and get the wrong technique. If you have to use your hands to push yourself up, do. But the aim is to do it without hands. So we're going to go 1 and go slowly down. That's 1. 2. Slowly down. 3. 4. 5. And that's 6. We're going to do something different for the next 6. We're going to go slowly down, but we're going to go fast up if you can. If you can't, just keep doing what we've been doing. So 6. So that would be 7. Slowly down. 8. If you can come up on your toes, great. Slowly down. 9. Slowly down. 10. Slowly down. 11. Slowly down. 12. Slowly down. And the reason I'm getting this quick one is to try and increase power. Power is strength plus speed. And that's quite important. I think power is important because if you're walking along and you trip over something, you don't have the luxury of being able to slowly catch yourself. You've got to get your muscles used to working quickly. So if you're doing that and you trip, you've got to get your muscles used to working quickly. So that's why I'm starting to do the power one. Like I say, if you can't do it, breathless. If you can't do it, then just get used to doing the squats. But for those of you that have been with me quite a while, and it is quite a while, isn't it? Stand up quickly. I mean, really, ideally, it should be like that, but that's a bit of a bridge too far at the moment. Total lunge, yes. So now we're going to do the dreaded lunge. Just do this. You don't need to go into a really deep lunge. So as before, And just go down a little bit further, maybe keeping your torso straight. 1, 2. You might find as you progress, 3. The lunge gets a bit deeper, 4, 5. Whoops. See what I mean about it being a balance? 6, 7, 8. Whoops. 9, 10, 11, 12. The lunge does put a bit of a strain on your knee, so if you've got bad knees, instead of doing the lunge, maybe just do the squat. But if you can do the lunge, it's good. And you can do lunge walking when you're out. 1, I mean, you're strengthening the, if you feel that when you go down, if you feel that, it's all under tension. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Try and keep your knees facing forwards. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And, oh yes, we do the side lunge, don't we? I've forgotten all this. So feet quite wide, wider than hip width apart. And we're just going to go, whoops, over to one side, over to one side. Now I'll show you what this looks like from the side, because you're not leaning forward, you're sort of leaning back. Okay, the weight is on your heel. Okay, so we're going to go, 1, pushing up with a bent leg. 2, 3, 4, 5. I find this one quite difficult, the technique. 6, somebody else might look at it and say, oh, rubbish technique, Rosemary. 7, but if you feel your bum and your thighs, they're under pressure. 8, tension. 9, 10, 11, 12. Like I say, I find this one difficult. Other side. 1, 2. I find it easier on this side. 3. You feel it stretching there as well. 4, 5, 6. Whoops. 7. Even if you only go down a tiny bit, or even if you only get into this position. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that's quite, it's quite, right. Last one I want to do before we go into the weights is we're just going to do the hip abduction. That's one where you just put your leg out to the side. So I don't think I've concentrated enough on this one. Remember, don't lean. Hold on to the chair because it's not a balancing one. And your foot faces forward. So you're just going 1, slowly down, slowly up. 2, 3. Doesn't matter how high your leg goes, as long as it's as high as you can make it go. 4. We're not ballerinas. 5, 6. And this is strengthening these muscles here because they are used to lifting. 7. And it's strengthening your static leg as well because it's having to take your weight. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then, shift the chair. And 1. There's something wrong with this hip. I can't lift it as high as I used to be able to. 2, 3. Don't kick it. 4, lift it and place it down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Righty-ho. So we're going to start off with medium weights. Now I'm going to stick to my low weights because I've had the cataract operation, so I'm not allowed to strain. I'm not to do strenuous exercise. Okay, so we're sitting here. You're using your medium weights because your legs are stronger than your arms, so you don't need to start off with the low weights. So sitting nice and comfortably, weights here or weights here, but if you're doing medium, it might be too heavy to have them there. Maybe here, it's up to you. I'm going to put mine there because it makes my torso a bit heavier. And we're going to go 1, slowly down, 2, slowly down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you wanted to, actually, the last two we'll do the power one. 11, 12. Fantastic. Keep your weight because we're going to do lunges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Confession time. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, confession time. I haven't been doing the lunges as assiduously or even as at all as I should. So this is quite difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm probably doing those faster than I should because I want to get through them. Let me just have a look. Oh yes, we're going to do another side lunge, but we're not going to use the weights. So, a bit wider. 1. So if you're pushing up like this, it's almost like doing a one-leg squat. 2, 3, 4, 5, overbalancing there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1. This side is definitely easier. 2, 3, 4, whoops, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When you're doing it, pretend you're going to sit back, but just on one side of the chair. So you're going like that. Ooh. So sitting on the chair with one cheek, like that. So if you can get that, it feels a bit easier. And then we're going to do some more sits to stand, heavy weights this time. So when you're doing this one, by the time you get to the 12th repetition, you should be thinking, oh, I'll be very glad when this is over. Okay, so slow. 1, 2, 3, nice and slow down, no plonking. 4, stick that bottom out to reach the chair. 5, 6, I'd like to know if any of you, 7, have been able to maybe get out of a chair since starting the exercises, have been able to get out of a chair without using your hands, whereas you had to use your hands before. 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, we're just going to finish with some more hip abductions. We're going to do no more squats, you'll be glad to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the other side. Ooh, look, sunshine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, thank you very much. That's the end of today's session. 20 minutes is obviously a movable feast, isn't it? See you on Friday for core and balance, which is going to be interesting because I can't do the plank, so we'll not be doing the plank or anything on our front. I can't bend down because of my cataract op, so I have to put my thinking cap on to see what we're going to do. So I shall see you on Friday at 8 o'clock. Bye.